I'm delusional, but I am also fully self-aware. I know I'm delusional. Therefore, well, the thing is, I know that I think I am hilarious. And whenever I'm filming one of my videos, I'm giggling. And then when I rewatch them before I upload them, I'm laughing. I think I'm hilarious. But I also know that everyone else thinks I'm an arsehole. Our stepmother would spend hours telling me stories about her youth. Before I married your father, I would go on vacation with my friends. Before I married your father, I had the entire summer vacation every year, and I would go here, there, and there, and there, and there with a group of friends, and we would do this, that, and the other. She loved to tell me about her youth. Did she ever tell you about her youth? She loved to talk about before I married your father, 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 well, before I married your father, before I married your father. Suffice it to say, I was not surprised when I was informed of their divorce. I was not surprised in the least. Were you surprised? Sometimes I wonder, what does go on in that head of yours? We all know that I could go on and on and on and on for days on end. I've got stories up the wazoo. I talk to people. You could ignore me. You don't need to listen to my stories. They're depressing, aren't they? My stories? Aren't they depressing? You could ignore me. I'm surprised you haven't blocked me. I really thought you would. I was aiming for it, in fact. I wanted you to get angry. Maybe you did, you know, in the privacy of your own bedroom. But I guess you just can't help yourself. What's Andy up to? I haven't seen Andy in a couple months. Haven't heard from Andy in a few weeks. Haven't heard from Andy in a few years. Where is Andy? Everyone is always asking, where's Andy, huh? Did she delete her Facebook? Where is Andy? And I know that most people that hear a single word out of my mouth, they're pissed off. They don't like it when I make fun of their religion. And they also don't like it when I make fun of their Pokemon. And they also don't like it when I make fun of Lord of the Rings or Stephen King or whatever it is I'm making fun of. I make fun of absolutely everything. Where is Andy? She's not on the apps? Not anymore? Where is Andy? Aha! We found her. She's on TikTok this time. And they always want to hug. If they ever run into me in person, they always go for the hug. And I go, excuse me? Did I offer you a hug? What is it about me that looks so huggable? Is it the fact that I'm 4'10" and a half? I apologize. I find myself dwelling on it as the years go by. Let's just say I'm beginning to lose patience with my acquaintances. They're always so pleasantly surprised to see me. They act as if I'm a bear that finally came out of hibernation. Yeah, I was hibernating. I'm a hermit, remember? I've decided that I'm a hermit. Therefore, you will not be seeing me. But the thing is, I'm not really a hermit. I'm a social butterfly. Always have been. Our father used to love to tell stories about the way that I would just stroll up to random kids when we were at the McDonald's playground. And I'll strike up a conversation. Hey, my name's Andy. What's your name? Hi. I like your hair braid. I was a bold child. Your name is Andrea. My name is also Andrea. Should we be friends? You know, the both of us, we're both named Andrea. You like reading? I also like reading. And we're both named Andrea. That practically makes us soulmates. I would find any excuse to talk to a pretty girl. I'll watch a movie with my girl. Say we're watching the freaking Buzz Lightyear animated film. And we'll spend the entire film tearing it to shreds, laughing at how stupid it is. But if someone else is watching with us, they will get mad. Like, hey, I'm trying to enjoy this movie. Why are you critiquing and nitpicking every single little thing? If there's one thing I miss about my ex, it's the way that we could both enjoy making fun of bad writing. And every single Disney movie is full of bad writing. On that, we could both agree. Even the stuff she liked, like was really, really fond of, like Stargate Atlantis or Justified. She knew, she knew that those shows had flaws, and she took, they. Right before I left, they said, they. For all I know, they backtracked. Because they were scared. They were closeted. Ugh. Every single woman I've ever dated, they were closeted. You like Pokemon? Yeah, I still have the Pokemon cards somewhere. Yeah, totally. My favorite Pokemon, Eevee and Meowth. Yeah, I still remember, because my kid brother was really into Pokemon. I still remember, and my kid brother was really into Star Wars. You like Star Wars? Well, you are gorgeous. I love your curly hair. You know what? Yeah, I will watch The Lord of the Rings with you. For you? Of course I will. I totally love epic 3-hour-long war stories. Let's pretend, huh? I love horror movies too. Sure, I do. I'll watch Stephen King, The Thing and It. I can't stand those movies. And Jamie knows that now. But back then, well, I was young. And, I see a handsome fella at the LGBT club. And they asked me to watch a Stephen King movie marathon. Am I going to say no? Of course not. I'm not going to say no. For you. You know what? I'll watch whatever you want me to watch. But the thing is, after a while, the jig is up. And they come to realize that I can't stand their video games. And I can't stand their movies. And I can't stand Taylor Swift. Tarot cards again. Why are you all obsessed with tarot cards? All y'all. Is the entire lesbian community infected by astrology? Sure, show me your tarot cards. I'll get the incense. I'm an atheist. I've been an atheist since I was 15, but sure, go ahead and shuffle the deck. I'm a Sagittarius. Have at it. Are we compatible? Uh-huh. I'm a social butterfly, but I only turn on the charm when I am motivated to turn on the charm. And when I lose my motivation, the charm is gone. Why am I going to be your Prince Charming, huh? I'm going to carry your purse? Why? You have a boyfriend. Sorry, Dollface, we're not best friends anymore. Yeah, I'm selfish. I am very selfish. I wanted to flirt with you. And you asked me to kiss you. You asked me to kiss you. It's not as if I'm delusional. You asked me to kiss you. And then you grabbed me. And then when I walked by, you slapped me on the ass. I'm not delusional. You were flirting with me. But now you've got a boyfriend. All right, goodbye. I'm not playing this game with you. How many times do I have to say this? You're married now. Why would I want a Christmas gift? I guess they miss the good old days when I used to turn on the charm. Everyone misses Prince Charming. But why should I be your servant, huh? Do I look like an errand boy? I can be real charming. But it's meant to be a two-way street. Yeah, I'll do this for you. And then I'll do that for you. And then I'll even get the scissors. For you? Of course I will. Handcuffs? Sure. You want a dress? I'll buy it for you. But there comes a point when you realize that you are in a relationship with a pillow princess and she is not reciprocating. At that point, you say, you know what, Robin? You can keep the handcuffs. You can keep the toys. You can even keep all the clothing that I gave you. You want to keep the dress? Keep it. I was never going to wear that dress. That dress was for you. Keep the dress. And you know what, Jamie? Keep the stuffed animals. It's clear to me that you don't know how to reciprocate. I've met a lot of women that really enjoy being best friends with me. And they even enjoy kissing me. It's New Year's Eve. Let's sneak outside and kiss. But let's hide behind the doghouse. I don't want my parents to see me kiss you. I get it. This is Texas. It's not your fault, Dollface. But I am not a servant. I'm not a house elf. And I'm not your gay best friend. Because this is Texas. As for me, I give zero shits. Call me he. I'm your bro. Call me she. Sure, I'm your hermana. Call me a they, them weirdo. Yeah, I am. But the thing is, I am fluid. Sometimes I feel like behaving myself in a feminine manner. And sometimes I feel like pretending that I'm totally Cuffs, Alistair, and I'm also Velvet. And we're about to go out in the streets with our knives. And I pull out my ain'ts and my my theatrical thous. Doth thou protest? Because I'm a theater kid. Sometimes I even feel like pulling out the Spanish or the French, what little I have. I'll give a toss. Call me whatever. I'm whatever, and I'm fluid. But the thing is, it used to be almost funny. All the arguments that everyone was having about gender. Yeah, it's a social construct. I agree. But would you calm down? It's not as if I'm pinning you down to a chair and shaving your hair. You know? Do what you want with your hair. It's your head. Do what you want with your clothing. It's your clothing. I'm not holding you at knife point. Do what you want. This is a free country. That was my opinion. And, you know, my entire childhood, my mother, well, she was raised in Mexico. And she was of the opinion that I ought to conduct myself with a ladylike comportment. And I disagreed. Who gives a toss? She's an old lady. But now, the villagers sure are bloodthirsty. At this point, when someone mistakes me for, what's the terminology? MTF? It happens a lot. Someone will take a look at me and assume that I was born male. And I'll say, you know, sure. Go ahead and call me sir. Don't I look like a sir? I like being a sir. When I was in high school, I was 17. But I was tiny. I still am tiny. I've been the same height since I was 14. 4'10" and a half. In high school, when I was 17, people would take a look at me and assume that they were looking at a 10-year-old boy. And I thought it was hilarious. I would be all, hey, I'm Andy. What's up? My breastises were smaller back then. Right now, they're pretty average. Doesn't this look average? I'm not especially large. I'm not especially small. There is nothing remarkable about my cup. I have met women much bigger than me, and I have met women much smaller than me, and I like all of them. But back then, when I was 17, I was a lot smaller than I am now. And people genuinely thought they were looking at a 10-year-old boy. And I was happy to roll with it. In fact, I leaned into it, and I was shopping in the boy section. I was buying a bunch of t-shirts, Yoda and the Pokemon, because I wanted to flirt with the Pokemon nerds. And they liked it when I wore the Pikachu crop top. And, the shorts, the little boy shorts, plaid, a lot of plaid. I was such a cliche, and I was doing it on purpose. I basically did internet research. What are all the gay cliches? That's basically my fashion advice, because I wanted to signal to the other queers. Hello, I volunteer as tribute. Here I am. Don't I look like a little boy? You want to be the Lolita and I'll be CL Phantom Hive, huh? Ooh, and this one's a femboy. You want to be Sebastian the Butler and I'll be CL Phantom Hive? Ooh, you want to be Artemis Fowl and I'll be Holly Short. She's got real short hair and she's 3 feet something. I'm 4'10" and a half, not that much of a difference, huh? You're 5'10", whoa, gorgeous. And you have an hourglass figure. Boy, you are a pretty boy. Green eyes. I was shallow. And all that jazz. He would momentum worry dust to dust. Then she would cellophane, in my name, Mr. Cellophane, in my name, because you can look right through me and walk right by me. And on there, I'll tell cellophane, in my name, Mr. Cellophane, in my name, because you can look right through me and walk right by me. And never even under. What's up, Scooby-Doo? I'm coming after you. I wanna solve a mystery. Then I would. Downtown is a Hulk smash. Downtown, I can hear the crash. And he would. The kid wants coffee. Yeah, they call me Cellophane, in my name, Mr. Cellophane, in my name. Yeah, they call me, yeah, they call me, yeah, they call me all along. If you had been there, if you had seen what happened in boxing, and she would. Wanna solve a mystery? What's up, Daphne? Hey, run, my little diesel cake. I love the red, I love my KP. I love the red, mad on the red, I love the red. I love my Ruby Rider. Oh, I also love my Robin. Prince Robin, where could she be? Where's my Robin? My Starfire, my Starlight, my Sapphire gal. Where is Dorothy? Where's Alice? She was taller than every Prince Charming. She was as pretty as King Arthur's man. So forgive me, Morgana, preserve me. Boy, the gal, and I would give all that jazz. But I can't do it alone. Hey, how do you call me? But I can't do it alone. Then she would cellophane, Mr. Cellophane, should have been her name, Mr. Cellophane, because you will look right through her and walk right by her and never know she's there in my name, because you can look right through her. Seen what happened in boxing, serve me, boy, my gal, I really miss my other son. Where's Dorothy? How do you do? Silvani Universe, thank you for bringing me into the world. I will be at your service. Welcome to your new blue tea. Where has he gone? My God, my sissy soldier, my little bow. How do you do? Like the universe, thank you for bringing me into your world. I will be at your service. Be my guest, put my service to the test. It's been years since I've had anybody here, I'm obsessed. I'll tell jokes, I'll do tricks. Have you seen my candlesticks? The wax will drip onto your skin. I'm a beast, I'm a bow, I'm a little Marcello, I'm a marshmallow with peanut butter. Yeah, I'm butter flutter. I am tall, I am short. Have you seen my Captain Short? It's been years since I've had anybody here, I'm obsessed. I'll do jokes, I'll tell tricks. Have you met Bellatrix? It's been years since we've had anybody here, we're obsessed. How do you do? Peter Universe, say Peter Curly, get you wanna go. Simon said, let's go play. I'm a Simon boy in a Simon world. Peter said, I'm a friend, you can change my name, undress me everywhere. Imagination, life is our creation. Come on, Barbara, let's go party. Come on, Barbara, let's go party. I'm Velma, anywhere else I'd be Thelma, but today I am a crocodile, Alistair Crocodile, holy son. Anywhere else I'd be the one, I would be a fire giant, a lovely giant. In the north, anywhere else I'd hunt for sport, but today I am a gatherer, a hunter-gatherer. How do you do? Aziraphale, thank you for bringing me into your world. I will be. We need to get rid of her army of Valkyrie. The Shinigami are a little over-enthusiastic. Because that's what the Valkyrie were. The Valkyrie, they were angels of death. They were Shinigami, Grim Reapers, who would guide fallen warriors to Valhalla. And Hela, she was the reason that Thanos started the war. He didn't give a toss about conservation of resources. That was just his excuse. He cared about Hela. She was a sexy goth chick. And he was a scroll, half scroll, a demigod, half eternal, half purple poof. That's why Thanos was so bitter. His mother could shapeshift whenever she wanted because she was full-blooded scroll. And his father, he was handsome because he was an eternal. But Thanos came out looking purple. He was the Wicked Witch of the West. Pardon me. He was the Wicked Wizard of the Purple. And his name was Amethyst, huh? I can say whatever I want. Are you going to fact check me on the mythos? Who gives a toss about the mythology? Is anyone paying attention to mythological accuracy anymore? Of course not. The Grandmaster, he is Zeus. And his son, Dionysus, really hates his stepmother, Hera. He also hates his stepbrother, Heracles. How do you do? Angel, thank you for bringing me into your world. I will be a loyal dog. I am a Pugsley. I am a Pugsley. I am a Pugsley. Some decades since I have seen the Thor. Ragnarok, giant snake. Did I throw him in the lake? It's been years since I've had anybody here, but I digress. I'll use cards, tarot tricks, light incense, and candlesticks. and the wax will drip down on your neck. But we'll claim it was an accident. It is safe with our word. Don't you have a safe word? It's been years since I've had anybody here, but I confess, she's Mr. Cellophane, been her name, Mr. Cellophane, been her name. She can look right through you and walk right by you. Never even know you weren't there. You're not coming, you're not coming, you're not coming all along. If you'd have been there, if you'd have seen it, but they can't do it alone, and I would. See what happened in Bossing, say that he would rah rah rah, we want romance, we want love, and we want revenge, but I can't do it alone. And all that jazz. Hulk smash, I can hear the crash. What's up, Scooby-Doo? I'm coming after you. I wanna solve a mystery. Downtown, I can see the crash. Downtown, Hulk smash, all that jazz. Of course I was. All of us were. And they enjoyed how tiny I was. I'm the purse poodle. I'm your pug dog. And you're Will Smith, huh? Take me out on a walk. I'll get the leash. I was a high school student, but even as a high school student, let's just say I had a fixation on dog collars. And there was this one dog collar. I mean, technically speaking, it was a choker that was made for humans, but it looked like a dog collar. It was navy blue. I bought it at Earthbound. It was great. And I wore it every freaking day. And then I had a boyfriend, and I put it on him. And I said, you're my dog. I'm the cat, and you're the dog. That's why you follow me around, huh? Don't you like being my dog? And he said, yes, I do like being your dog. Ho, ho. We had fun. What's my point? I forgot what my point was. You know, these days, I just try to distract myself. Because in our youth, we didn't have to worry about the bills. We didn't have to worry about, I'm not in the mood. I just got home from work. We didn't have to worry about, I'm not in the mood. I just woke up and you're already randy. I get it, morning wood, but I don't have morning wood. We came across scheduling conflicts. We were never horny at the same time. And even though he liked being my dog, he wasn't really bold the way I wanted him to be. I'll admit it. I enjoy giving him a hard time. I enjoy making fun of their video games and their comic books and their body pillows. My brother was really fond of that chick from the Overwatch video game, the brunette with the short hair. And my ex-boyfriend was also really fond of her. He got a body pillow of her. Right after we broke up, it was the first thing he bought. And I looked at that body pillow and her hair. And then I looked in the mirror and I said, I guess you already found your new girlfriend. And I laughed at him. And he gave me the most injured puppy dog look. You know, don't judge me. This is my emotional support body pillow. You know, whatever. Good for you. I hope the two of you are very happy together. There was this one time, years after he moved out. He was in Laredo, and I was also in Laredo. I had just gotten back from California, and he was living in San Antonio, but he was in Laredo visiting his father. And I was working for my father at his apartment complex. And we decided to go to a restaurant together. And he told me about how much it sucked to use the dating apps. Everyone on the dating apps is crazy, is what he said. And I said, I'm crazy too. Aren't I your crazy ex-girlfriend? I'm coco loco. I'm insane. Why would you want anything to do with me, huh? And I even made a big show out of showing him scars on my legs. Like, would you look at this? I'm so crazy. I think I was trying to scare him away because I remembered how much of a stalker he used to be in our youth. And I wanted him to know, I am crazy. I'm insane. Mad as a hatter. Why would you want anything to do with me, huh? Why am I even sitting here across the table from you at a restaurant? Why am I even picking you up from your father's house and driving you to a restaurant? Why am I doing this? Just because of your pretty green eyes? What is wrong with me? So I put on a show of being real crazy. And I thought to myself, you know what? He would have to be really desperate to ever want to speak to me again after this. And you know what? I succeeded. I scared him off. Because it was obvious to me that we were sitting at that restaurant together for the same reason we went to prom together. You know, yeah, we totally broke up. We're totally broken up. And I was dating this other guy for 2 months. But you know, he's not a good kisser. And it's about to be prom. And I decided I don't want him anymore. You want to go to prom with me? That's why we went to prom together. Because the other guy was not a good kisser. And I am shallow Hal. But that was in high school. We were eating at this restaurant, Pizza Hut or something. It was 2020? Or maybe it was 2019. Who gives a toss? And as he was sitting there across the table from me, complaining about the dating apps, and describing the woman he lived with after he lived with a pair of lesbians, who he lived with after he moved out of my apartment, he was basically telling me everything that happened after we broke up, catching me up on the bad luck he'd had with women. Because apparently the woman he dated after he moved out of my apartment, she was even crazier than me. Yeah, bitches be crazy, huh? We're crazy for a reason. A lot of it is a performance. We act as crazy as possible. And you know why? because we have dated men like you, Stein. Stalkers who follow us around. Can't we still be friends, huh? And you know what, Stein? You were a real good kisser. And I lost my virginity to you. Everyone knows. Stein, he's an intelligent man. You did your research. You did a good job. However, after a while, the spark was lost. And I fancied this chick that I met in my creative writing class. Her name was San Juanita. And she had just broken up with her boyfriend. And she turned to me and she said, I'm normal. I normally don't, but you remind me of this other woman. And except for her, I usually don't. And please don't tell anyone. I'm not bisexual. I usually date men. But you remind me of this one woman that I once but usually. And don't tell anyone, but that was San Juanita. And she was a twerp. She was a twig. She was gorgeous. She was pale. Her hair was really, really dark. And she was real feminine. Honestly, she wasn't my usual type. But I was in the creative writing class with her, and she read her work. And I liked her work. And I liked her face. And, she wasn't that much taller than me. She was barely taller than me. She was a lot thinner than me. She was scrawny. She wasn't my usual type. But, I thought she was charming. And, well, I asked my boyfriend for permission. Didn't you say back when we were in high school that it doesn't count if I kiss a girl? Do you still feel that way, or have the rules changed? And he said, fine, you know what, if you want to, do whatever you want with girls, but don't do anything with boys. And so then I told San Juanita, hey, I got permission from my boyfriend. And she said, I just got back together with my ex-boyfriend. Sorry. And I said, oh, well, that's fine. Whatever. Best of luck. I hope everything works out for you and your boyfriend, who you've been on and off and on and off and on and off with for ages. I'm sure everything worked out. There was also this other woman, younger than me, that I met in high school. She was 15 and I was 18. And we had a slumber party. I didn't take her virginity. We didn't do anything too scandalous. And I didn't know how old she was. She told me it was her birthday and she invited me over to her place for her birthday. It was the summer after my senior year of high school. And it was the summer after her freshman year of high school. I thought she was turning 16. It turned out she was turning 15. And I was 18. I guess I was breaking the rules. I had no idea until later. But, it was a sleepover. And it's not like we went all the way. She was taller than me. And she was also scrawny. And she was gorgeous. And, we don't need the details. The point is, I ran into her years later. She was with a boyfriend at the bar. And she sure remembered me fondly. And I remembered her fondly too. Hey, how you doing? You're still goth, huh? Except now you're being kind of chola with your whole shtick. You've really caked on the makeup. You kind of remind me of my cousin Letty. She also cakes on the makeup. Would you consider maybe lightening it up? You're pretty. You're real gorgeous. You don't need that much. But you know what? It's none of my business. It's your face. If you like the chola look, more power to you. I guess your boyfriend likes it. And she introduced me to her boyfriend. And she was flirting with me. And it was very obvious that she was hoping her boyfriend would give us permission for the three of us to, it was very obvious to me. She was not subtle. She was younger than me. This was 2019. I was 24. She must have been 21, freshly 21. Because in high school, right before I went out to college, I was 18 and she was 15. So she must have been 21 in that bar with her boyfriend. And I was 24 and I just got back from California. And everyone was making such a big deal out of it. I guess because they saw the photos I posted on Instagram and Facebook while I was dog walking with my ex. We would take the dogs using WAG. It was how we made extra money. And those dogs sure were photogenic. And everything in California was photogenic. So we took a lot of photos. We were tourists. We were only there for 5 months. And let's just say, a lot of people in my hometown were aware of my Instagram. And they were aware of the fact that I had just spent 5 months in California. I found out later that I had accidentally become a little infamous amongst the comedians. They hated my guts. They thought I was arrogant. They hated me. Because every word out of my mouth, they took it as an insult. They thought that I was arrogant. And I thought that they were pathetic. They were so easily offended. You are the comedians, and you're crying because what? I used a vocabulary word that you did not recognize? I hate to capitulate to the masses, but you lot are a bunch of snowflakes. And you think I'm arrogant. You think I'm an ice queen. Apparently, they were all talking about me. And I wanted to get even, am I allowed to say the word K-I-N-K? I wanted to experiment. And he was raised Catholic. He was an atheist, but he was an atheist that was raised Catholic. And he, why am I talking about this? I don't even know why. I'm just trying to distract myself. These people are dying. I'm trying to keep the mood light. Humor, it's how I cope. And there's a particular brand of humor that I find myself returning to over and over and over again. My M.O. It's what I'm the most well known for. Amongst all my exes, amongst all my childhood friends, and high school sweethearts, and one night stands. And even, well, the point is, everyone knows, I cannot keep a secret to save my life. And I'll try to be polite, and I'll say, I won't say her name, but, etc. Everyone knows. I've been around. Everyone knows that I have been around. And I don't give a toss. Go ahead and call me a harlot. Sure, I'm a harlot. I'm the Harley Quinn. And I'm totally a blonde bombshell. Except no, I'm not. It's not really about looks. It's about personality. And it's also about being willing to sit there while this gorgeous, tall Aphrodite patiently explains tarot and astrology. Because she really believes in the astrology. And she really is thinking about breaking up with her boyfriend just because she's a Taurus and he is a Scorpio. And I'm sitting there like, yeah, doll, you should break up with him. He's clearly not compatible with you. But you know what? I'm a Sagittarius. Am I compatible with you, huh? Would you consider, you know, I had a lot of patience in my youth. I don't have that patience anymore. At least I don't have that patience anymore for the people that I've already gotten to know. A lot of them, they will find me again years later, one way or another. They'll find me again. And I'll always say, no, I'm not again. That already crashed and burned to the ground. Why would I move in with her again? But she's smiling at me. Why are you smiling at me? God damn it. And then I end up going back again. And I always say, this is the last time. But there's a really small dating pool in Texas. There's a really small dating pool in Texas, especially once you reach a certain age, everyone's married. And then, what are my options? These twerps that just got out of college, they remind me of my kid brother. And I'm tempted to get them a lunchbox and send them out the door. Like, keep your shirt on, kid. You're clearly too young for me. I shouldn't have swiped right. I get it. You just graduated from college. You're totally an adult. How old are you? 24? Yeah, you're an adult. But, well, I had a conversation with you. And it doesn't feel like I'm talking to an adult. It feels like I'm talking to my kid brother. And he's only a year younger than me. He's 28. You are 24. But, to me, same difference. I just, when I was younger, I didn't care if someone was younger than me or older than me. When I was younger, frequently, I would date men that were 10 years older than me. And I would also hook up with men that were 3 or 4 years younger than me. But, I don't know. I guess I've gotten too old. I've gotten too bitter. Or maybe I'm just too politically aware. Because this kid will be talking about how, he just got out of college and he got his engineering bachelor's. And, he's only here temporarily. He was in Austin for college. And he does not like being back in his hometown. Because now he's living with his parents again. And he can't stand it. And he can't wait to get back to Austin. But he's been applying to a bunch of jobs. And none of them are getting back to him. And he doesn't want to work at freaking Walmart. He just got his degree. Why should he work at Walmart? And I'm sitting there like, yeah, I agree with you, kid. But, the world is ugly. You should have done your research, before you, picked that as your major. And then I'll end up, wondering, should I tell him about, how the market has been oversaturated with young men and women that have the exact same degree as him? And at that point, my libido is gone. I'm not in the mood anymore. Aren't you late for your curfew? What time do you have to be home, young man? I think you should get out of here. I don't think this is going to work out. And so I'm not on the dating apps anymore. Everyone on the dating apps, they're either 10 years older than me, and they want me to meet their husband, or they're 10 years younger than me, and they're living with their parents, or they're the same age as me, and I went to high school with them. And I'm like, him? Left. Everyone that's still on the dating apps, that's the same age as me, I recognize them from high school. Why would I want him? I remember what he was like in high school. When you were a young warthog. You were totally the most handsome warthog on the savannah. But you had a particular problem. You see, you were the most handsome warthog. But whenever the ladies tried to converse with you, they encountered a problem. You would not speak. And then the ladies would come up to me and they would say, what's up with your brother? Does he hate me? He was just kind of blank-faced. Did I do something to offend your brother? And I'll say, nah, he always looks like that. He has a resting bitch face. And, he does talk, but he only talks to me and my cousin. And sometimes he'll talk to our mother. And he'll talk to our sister, but he'll just call her a bubbo and then call it a day. They don't really bond anymore. They used to bond. I think she would steal his toys. And he would let her. She was a bully. She was bigger than him. It wasn't his fault. We even caught her on camera driving his Jeep that he had just gotten for his birthday. And she was the one driving it. And so then they got her own Jeep because they had to. Otherwise, he would never get to play with his own toy. That's just the kind of girl Sandra was. She didn't have a lot of patience. And she wasn't good at sharing. But he survived. Yeah, she would push him around and boss him around. But he liked being bossed around. That's why she liked him so much. She would tell him what to do. And he would say, yes, sir. And maybe that's why he joined the ROTC. As for me, I would say, no way, Jose. What do I look like? A schmuck? I'm not David. Go bother him if you want someone to play teacher school with you. But sometimes she would bribe me. And I would be like, all right, well, in that case, if you make it worth my while. I don't think David was intelligent enough to bargain. But I was always bargaining and arguing. Do we really have to go to bed at 9:30? I'd rather go to bed at 10:30. My friend, she said that her mom lets her stay up till 10:30. And she's the same age as me. What gives? That's the kind of kid I was. No one likes the troublemaker. At the end of the day, I had to get out of Dodge. Pardon me. Did I mispronounce it? I had to get out of Doge. That's neither here nor there. But yeah, my brother, he was handsome. And a lot of girls at our high school, they enjoyed admiring him from afar. But then, they discovered that they did not enjoy speaking to him. He had no opinions on anything. He didn't have opinions. But he liked to pretend that he didn't have any opinions. I chalk this up to the fact that he was the youngest child in a house full of women, Mexican women at that. All of us were a bunch of chihuahuas, constantly marking our territory. And he was the only boy in the house. He did what he had to do to survive. So he kept his mouth shut. That's what you gotta do on the streets of Laredo. But at the end of the day, his survival skills that had been so useful at home were not useful at school. Because the girls at school, they wanted him to use his big boy words. And they would stroll up to me and say, Andy, does your brother, did he ever say anything about me? Does he, I can't tell. He's so blank-faced. What is he thinking? I have no idea. He's driving me crazy. I'll admit though, one of the girls that was asking me about you, I fancied her. I did not want to help her get together with you. I was biased. Because she was Aphrodite. She was thick. She was the first girl I ever kissed. I think she was also the first girl you ever kissed. No, didn't you kiss Ruth first? She was the second girl you ever kissed. But what's a love triangle between brothers, huh? Tale as old as time. In any case, when you were a young warthog, I suppose it's harder for the men. You didn't have anyone conveniently walking up to you and telling you everything they were thinking. The women you wanted, they didn't really say much to you, did they? But they said a lot to me. Boy, did they say a lot to me. They told me absolutely everything that they were thinking. And I was taking notes. As for the boys, they also told me everything they were thinking. Immediately. This one was waxing poetic. I saw you walk by in the hallway. I thought you were a freshman. You were so tiny. And we were on the freshman campus. I assumed you were a freshman. And I followed you to the anime club. And then I joined the anime club because I wanted to sit next to you. You were so pretty. And I said, thanks, kid. I'm a junior. How old are you? I'm a freshman, but I'm older than the other freshmen. I was born in May. I'm only a year and a half younger than you. Sorry, kid, I already have a boyfriend. But I'll get back to you if I'm single. Later. Maybe. Is it because of gender? Everyone told me exactly what they were thinking and exactly what they wanted. And whenever I hurt someone's feelings, they would cry. And they would loudly tell me exactly how and why I hurt their feelings. Everyone was always telling me exactly what they thought and exactly what they wanted. Maybe they could tell that I was touched by the tism. And they knew they had to make it clear. Eyeballs sure are valuable. They're valuable. However, they're also cheap. What do you gotta do to get someone's eyeballs, huh? Say something rude. Say something irritating. Say something controversial. Everything is controversial. Everything. I could say anything. And someone is gonna be a snowflake. Eyeballs are valuable. However, they are cheap. Almost as cheap as ears. Might as well say whatever the hell I want. Whenever the hell I want. Ad infinitum. And I'll lie whenever the hell I want. And then I'll tell the truth whenever the hell I want. And you won't know. Am I lying or am I telling the truth? Could go either way. Toss of the coin. My name is Pravda. Nice to meet you. The thing is, there is no spoon. The Turtle Dove Academy was invented on the Bifrost because Odin Allfather totally fell in love with Frigga. He already had a wife, but he didn't give a toss. And he already had a bunch of children, but he didn't give a toss. He decided to hell with my wife and children. They are irritating. I don't need them. I'll send them to Midgard. Frigga, she is a lovely lady. She's a lot younger than me. I want Frigga. She's the All-Mother. She's the All-Mother. As of now, today, she's the All-Mother now. And then Odin and Frigga had a son. His name was Thor. And then they kidnapped a baby. His name was Loki. Never mind Hela. She got a bit peeved. She threw a tantrum. And Odin was irritated. We need to get rid of this daughter. And we need to get rid of her army of Valkyrie. The Shinigami are a little over enthusiastic.